the final event of the season here in Mauritius at the MCB Tour Championship. And it's only fitting that after a titanic battle, the MCB Road to Mauritius rankings winner will be crowned this week. And it's between these two brilliant players. Adilson da Silva with 4 wins on tree-lined courses.
I guess it means a lot to anyone to win the Royal Mauritius. It is such a huge honour. I just have to play well and do my best.
And Peter Baker's had 3 big money victories.
It's exciting to be in that position and to have a chance to win it. Is exciting in itself.
A wonderful season that started in Austria in May concludes this week here in Mauritius at the MCB Tour Championship. And Rachel, what a way to finish the season.
I mean, look at this. Okay, it doesn't get much better. We've got a lot of players. It's down to the wire this week. Celebrity Series, there's a buzz. Can't wait. And the MCB Road to Mauritius is all about 2 players. They've dominated all year with 7 wins between them. Who are they and what do they need to do to finish on top? So Adilson da Silva, after winning in Vietnam, needs a minimum 3rd, but Peter Baker is in the driving seat. And that's not the only race that will be decided this week as well. The Barry Lane Rookie of the Year, a trio of players up for that. Tell us about it. Got so many names and numbers here, Kit. So we've got Greg Hutchin, who's the favourite. We have Greg Owen, who needs a minimum of solo 2nd, and Patrick Soland, who needs a minimum of a top 8. So many storylines here at Constance Belle Mare Plage. There's going to be loads of great action, and of course it's a place that the players love coming back to year after year.
Always enjoy coming back to Mauritius. It's such a beautiful place. End of the year, we've all got that little bit of a holiday feeling. So it's a happy place, I think, for a lot of people.
Oh, it's just been fantastic. The weather is amazing. The beaches are iconic, and it's just been fantastic so far. Although being a Scotsman, we weren't designed for these conditions.
I love it here. You know, when I land here, I just feel like the stress goes away. It's such an amazing place. The hotel is amazing. I love the golf course, obviously, because I've played well there every year and won there once. So you come to Mauritius, you just relax. When you get to the course, you obviously want to play well and make birdies, but you know you're going to go to the beach right after. So it's just kind of a fun week.
Thomas Bjorn is the defending champion here in Mauritius over the Legend course. He romped to a 7-shot victory last year. Rachel caught up with him.
Now, Thomas, you're back as defending champion. What game is required to play well around here?
Oh, you got to drive it well. Yeah, this golf course is so tricky off the tee. I mean, last year we were very comfortable off the tee and just sticking the ball in play. It's a bit more challenging this year, but yeah, I mean it's a good testing track, and anytime you've got to do well, you've got to putt well, but here you really got to stick your ball in play and maybe not take as much on as the mind wants you to do at times.
Good luck this week.
Thanks.
Coming up later in the show, we'll hear from Legends Tour Chairman and Supremo Ryan Howsam, and we'll see highlights of the grand final of the WAP Celebrity Series. But first of all, let's jump into the best of the action from the first 2 rounds of the pro event. Clear blue skies and not much wind greeted the players early in the week. Thomas Bjorn endured a tough start to his title defence with 3 bogeys in his first 5 holes. This deft chip at the par 5 13th set up the Dane's first birdie, but he had to settle for an opening 75.
Michael Campbell continued his fine form from a tied 3rd last week in Vietnam by moving to -4 here on 16. But a bogey finish gave him a 70 and he matched that score in round 2.
Farm Foods European Senior Masters champion Patrick Soland was in the running for the Barry Lane Rookie of the Year award, and this dart led to a birdie and an opening 69. He followed that with a 66 to move into contention.
64-year-old Peter Fowler started the week with a 68, and this superb putt from the fringe on 15 was one of his 7 birdies in a Saturday 66 that took him to 10 under par.
Michael Long was also 10 under after 2 rounds, thanks to scores of 68 and 66. The Kiwi birdied 3 of the 4 par 3s on the second day and capped it off with this birdie on the final hole.
MCB Road to Mauritius #1 Peter Baker got his challenge off to the ideal start with his birdie at 1, en route to a bogey-free 67 in round 1. His putt has been hot all year.
Adilson da Silva was playing with Baker, and the 4-time winner exploded out of the blocks with birdies on the first 4 holes, including this right-to-lefter at the first.
The Brazilian bogeyed the 11th, but he picked up his first red number since the 4th with this approach shot at 16. Another birdie at 18 secured him a 67, and he shot a bogey-free 5 under par on day 2.
There was no separating the top 2 players on the Legends Tour this season though, as former Ryder Cupper Baker also had a 67 on Saturday. He held this for birdie on 15 and signed for a second bogey-free round.
Michael Johnson led after an 8 birdie 64 in round 1, and the 2-time DP World Tour winner battled to a 69 the following day, finishing with this long-range birdie on 18.
Robert Cole started the tournament with a 67, and after a good start in round 2, he bounced back from a bogey at 6 with 3 birdies in a row, including here at the 8th. He had 2 more red numbers on the back 9 for a 66. So Johnson and Coles lead on 11 under par, but there are 10 players within 3 shots of the lead, and Baker and Da Silva are poised just 1 back.
I've never been to Mauritius before, so people have told me it's pretty tight, and you never know, but the course is lovely, great condition, and thankfully I've putted really well on very nice greens.
This is all set up for an absolute blockbuster finish at the MCB Tour Championship Mauritius. I'm absolutely buzzing for this. The MCB Road to Mauritius comes down to the final round here at the MCB Tour Championship, with #1 Peter Baker and #2 Adilson da Silva starting just 1 shot back of the lead, and they are playing together in the penultimate group. It's a congested leaderboard. There are going to be so many twists and turns today. This is going to be epic. What a battle it's been between these 2 wonderful players this season, and it's fitting that they will be playing together for the final round of the year with this great tournament and the Order of Merit on the line. Greg Hutchins started the week ahead of Sholand in the race for the Barry Lane Rookie of the Year, but he needed a good final round with the Swede in contention. He parred the first 3 before a birdie at the 4th. And he was lurking around the top 15 or 20, meaning Sholand needed at least a top 5 finish. Clark Dennis won this title with a record equaling -23 total in 2018, and he was 6 under with 18 holes to play. The American birdied the opening hole with this bomb for the 3rd day in a row. Dennis's flat stick stayed hot, and he coaxed this one home for a 2 at the par 3 third and made it 3 gains in the first 4 holes at the 4th to climb to 9 under. It's as you were for the top 6 early in the final round here on the Legend course at Constance Belle Mare Plage, but Dennis is now within 2 of the lead. We can join Adilson da Silva in the penultimate group on that par 3 third hole.
Only 167 yards back into the breeze. Pin on the right hand side. That's a nice shot from Adilson, right in the middle of the green there.
Now Peter Baker, the man, da Silva's looking to catch. As it stands, it looks like da Silva needs a second place finish or better. And of course it depends on what Baker does as well in this final round.
Yeah, it's cat and mouse, isn't it? Just a 7-iron in here for Peter. Oh, and as he's done all year, superb iron shot.
You couldn't have written this script any better, could you, to come right down to the final round.
Patrick had his maiden win in La Manga, didn't he, a couple of weeks ago? Running nicely, and that's a well-judged pitch there. Never easy coming out the long cow grass around this golf course, but he's judged that one to perfection.
Robert Cole's opting for the putter here. Quite a lot of that fringe grass to go through.
As long as it doesn't bobble, it's going to be fine, and he's judged that well. It's sometimes the best policy to use a putter. Don't want to get that sand wedge sticking in the grass and duffing it in front of you. Well negotiated, Rob.
Big day for him as well, of course, as well as the title on the line. He's looking to get into the top 20 on the MCB Road to Mauritius, who keep their playing rights for next season.
Peter Fowler, Chuck as he's known to all his pals. He's not had a best of season, got an invite in here. He's running well. Go on, and so is this putt. Slightly up the hill, just short. Nice start for Peter.
Jason Norris. Par 5s are a real scoring opportunity at this course. Oh!
Yeah, Jason hits it a long, long way. A great addition to the Legends Tour this season. Now Adilson left to right across the green here. This is just in his wheelhouse. Go on then. Oh, we just didn't see the break on that one.
So just a par for the 4-time winner this season. All of those victories coming at tree-lined courses, somewhat similar to the legend here at Constance Belle Mare Plage. It will suit his eye.
Yeah, I think most courses do suit his eye, the straightness he hits it. You know, this is just on the outside of the left edge here for Peter. Oh, it just caught the right, dropped in. Nice too.
First blood to Baker. And he joins Coles on 11 under par. A double bogey for Johnson on the second drops him into a tie for 7th. Only 2 back though. We'll be back amongst the birdies in Mauritius after this short break. Welcome back to Mauritius for highlights of the MCB Tour Championship, and it's an event that the Legends Tour has been a part of since 2009.
There's no doubt that this partnership has paid off and has contributed significantly in placing Mauritius on the world golfing map and showcase the island as a remarkable first-class tourist and golf destination.
Ryan, another great year on the Legends Tour. How pleased and proud are you of how 2023 has gone?
Yeah, it's been a great year, but it's been a challenging year. You know, trying to grow the prize funds, get the tournaments up and running. More challenging than I thought when I took it over, but we are moving the needle. And as you know, there's some great rivalries happening out there. So, and a place like this to finish it's fantastic.
How special is it for the tour to have this place?
You know, it's special. I mean, this relationship goes back many years, way before I took over. But since taking over and chatting with MCB, you know, as you know, we've moved the prize fund from where it was at 400,000. It's $1 million this week, and that's a significant move. So, you know, the players love it, but obviously they like playing for more cash. So it's, you know, it's worthy of the tour final, and you know, we really appreciate Constance and MCB here and the work that they do to, you know, to keep us coming back.
Well, looking ahead now to 2024, what are the plans for the Legends Tour as we look into the future?
I love golf, I love business, marrying the two. It's a bit of a labour of love at the moment. I need to get it to the point where this thing actually turns the corner and starts to wipe its own feet, and I think it will do next year. It's very difficult in this sport to make it work financially. So, you know, I think, you know, we're not a PGA Tour or a DP World, but this is a hard to do, and we're winning the battle.
The future looks bright for the Legends Tour, but there's still history to be made in 2023. Simon Khan dropped a shot at the 5th, but he got it straight back at 6, and he saved par on 8, courtesy of this brilliant chip and run to stay at 8 under par. The charging Clark Dennis picked up his 4th birdie of the day by holding another long putt here at the 8th, and he made it to the turn in just 32 strokes with a par at 9. Patrick Sholand parred the 5th and took advantage of the par 5 6th by slotting this one for birdie. The par 3 at the 7th kept him at 11 under and had him projected to win the Rookie of the Year. Adilson da Silva picked up his first birdie of the final round after finding the par 5 4th green in 2 shots. And 2 putting from there. And he circled another red number at the 6th. Peter Baker also took advantage of the long holes at 4 and 6 with a couple of birdies. This smooth roll did the job on 4, but they came either side of a bogey at the 5th. You simply couldn't write this season finale any better, with the 2 players fighting for the MCB Road to Mauritius locked at the top of the leaderboard with 12 holes to go, and it's Da Silva with the honour at 7. Chance to put the pressure on Baker with a good one here.
Yeah, slightly downhill this par 3. 179 yards it was playing. And again, right in the centre of the green, keeping away from that bunker on the right. That would be a bad miss there.
It's what Da Silva's done all year. Absolutely correct clubbing, pin high, fat part of the green.
And Peter's been following suit as well. I mean, it's really nip and tuck, isn't it? And there you go, 5 iron, pitching on the green and away from the danger. Super tee shots there.
So both safely aboard, but outside chances for birdie really from that kind of range. Sholand's heading to the 8th, and Rachel can tell us about it.
Hole 8, par 4, 390 yards. It's a beauty, but like this course, you need to find the right part of the fairway. Hug the left-hand side, not always driver required. Now, as we move on to the green, Love Heart Green. This is definitely the place you need to be, because a tight left pin is going to be a tricky one. Fantastic, par 4.
Well, Sholand has found the short grass.
And as Rachel was saying, a pin cut only 4 off the left, 21 on. Not much green there. And that's why Patrick's played away from it. There's also a huge slope there that he's got to go over with that putt.
Saw from the flag there, the breeze starting to get up, definitely windier than it was for the first couple of days.
Yeah, Chuck missing the green to the right here. A heavy sand with the rain from the day before. Whoa, who said it's missed it on the wrong side? What a shot.
It's a great effort this from the second oldest player in the field. Now Sholand for his birdie after the pretty safe approach here at 8.
It's a tricky putt here because there's a lot of swing from right to left off a slope there. Whoa now, whoa now. Yeah, never easy just to judge that one.
Now Baker to go first. Similar-ish line to Da Silva. Might learn something about this around the hole.
Yeah, Adilson moving in there to see what the ball does at the hole. Pretty flat green this. That's a lovely putt from Pete. Take the 3s on the 3s and move on.
3 wins for him this year. A couple of runners-up as well. That's what's got him ahead of Da Silva in the MCB Road to Mauritius. Bit of work here for Sholand.
Yeah, it's a great pin, isn't it, that it's tucked away there, and if you just play safe, a 2-putt isn't easy, but he's negotiated that nicely.
Did Da Silva learn from Baker?
One thing with great putters is they get the pace right all the time, never leaving themselves with much, and there you go. Right to the side of the hole.
Overnight leader Michael Johnson got back to 2 over for the day with a birdie at the 6th, and he went back to back by converting this for a 2 at 7. Baker and da Silva have both dropped shots at 8, so a third birdie of the day for Sholand at 9 has taken him into the outright lead, and he's talking to Rachel.
Patrick, lovely front nine. How happy are you with your start today?
I'm very happy. The course is playing a lot wetter today, and also the wind is up, so it's a bit trickier out there today.
Now, you're playing for something very special this week, the Barry Lane Rookie of the Year. How much would that mean to you?
That would mean a lot. And Barry was on tour when I first joined the tour in '96, and I got to know him pretty well. Played with him quite a lot of times, and he was always a nice guy. So to get that trophy from Camilla, that would be very nice.
Keep playing well, Patrick. Thank you.
Thanks, Rachel.
Before the tournament started, Sholand, James Kingston and Simon Khan hosted a masterclass for local school children. The tour is always keen to grow the game as it travels around the world, and the legends continue to inspire the next generation. Welcome back to the MCB Tour Championship Mauritius, and alongside the main event this week, we've also had the grand final of the WAP Celebrity Series here at the Constance Belle Mare Plage. 10 celebrities battled it out for a share of £100,000 for their chosen charities, and here's what happened. It was a star-studded lineup with the first round at the links course, followed by the final 18 at the legend course. DJ Locksmith from Rudimental got the action underway. England cricketer Jimmy Anderson got himself up the leaderboard with 35 points in round 1 at the links. 3 behind halfway leader Brian McFadden, and former footballer Teddy Sheringham had 34 points. Westlife singer McFadden had already won 2 Celebrity Series events this year, but he couldn't complete the hat-trick as he only managed 31 points in round 2 despite that great putt. Gianfranco Zola shot level par gross for 37 points and a 71-point total. And last year's winner, Paki Bonner, had another good showing with consistent rounds of 35 and 36 points. Robbie Fowler bounced back from 31 on day 1 with a brilliant 41 to come surging through into second. But it was Liam Botham who took the spoils by a single point on 73 with scores of 36 and 37. The former rugby player and cricketer made this brilliant up and down on 10 and finished strongly with 3 net birdies in the last 7 holes to earn £25,000 for the Rockport School Foundation.
To get this is a total bonus, just a meeting and getting to know some of the guys. I've met them all before, but to really cement that friendship. Gianfranco is just a total little legend, and the other guys, we cement us as it started off here as sort of we know each other, and now there's friendships, and that's what sport's all about.
Confirmation of the final leaderboard with all the celebrities taking vital money home for their chosen charities. And they celebrated in style with traditional music and dancing at an evening beach party at the stunning Constance Belle Mare Plage Resort. Now back to a sensational finish to the Legends Tour season in the MCB Tour Championship Mauritius. Simon Khan bogeyed the 9th to be out in 36, but the 2010 BMW PGA Championship winner started the back 9 with 3 pars in a row, including here at 12, before birdieing 13 and 14. Peter Baker came agonisingly close to a bounce-back birdie on 9, but this effort just slipped out. He turned for home with a couple of solid pars at 10 and 11 to stay at -11. Again, Adilson da Silva matched the man he was chasing with 3 pars at 9, 10 and 11. This 6-footer for par at 9 was vital for his momentum after the bogey on 8. Frenchman Jean-Francois Remezy thrust himself into the conversation with 4 birdies in 5 holes from the 9th, and this strong par save at 15 kept him 12 under par. The leader, Patrick Scholen, parred the 10th and holed this brilliant curling putt for a birdie 2 at the 11th. The Swede stayed at -13 with a par 4 at 12. Scholen is looking good, while Remezy is now in second, but with holes running out. Anyone on this leaderboard could still claim this prestigious title, and the penultimate group are headed to 12. Rachel can explain the strategy of this tight dogleg with water in play.
Hole 12, par 4, 398 yards. Now I've got to tell you, I do not fancy this tee shot. It looks very narrow off the tee. Now the players are going to leave the driver on the bag and hug this left-hand side. As we make our way up to the green, it is extremely long, but narrow and well protected by the water and volcanic rock. It really is the most demanding par 4 on the golf course.
And it is just a 3 or a 5 wood there, do you think, Paul?
Yeah, 3 wood for Chuck. No need to hit the driver down here. There's a little bit more room down the right-hand side than there actually looks on the tee box, but that looks a fantastic shot from Pete. Yeah, you can see at 290 yards, you've got the water there, so a big bounce forward with the driver could have taken him in that. Adilson, not the longest, but arguably the most accurate player out on the Legends Tour. He needs the driver, just a nice easy swing. Bends down, picks a tee peg up, lovely. He knows where that's going to finish. Dead centre, perfect.
So that's 2 in the fairway. Peter Baker with a 5 wood.
5 wood, yeah, he's got a really, really strong 3 wood that almost goes as far as his driver, which would have been too much club. But again, Pete, great swing, and that'll be in the middle of the fairway too.
That's the key to this course. It can be tempting to try and overpower it, but you've just got to plot your way around, haven't you?
Danger both sides and all around.
Now Robert Coles, he can still get himself right into this fight, but he needs to get going.
Yeah, 10th's a nice little hole, just a left to right shot off the tee, and a pitch shot in there. Well negotiated by Rob. Good strike, bit of spin on the ball there.
And that is the view that Baker's got for his second shot here at 12.
Yeah, around about 145 yards in there. Pin tight on the right. That's a super shot. No room right of that flag at all. Green slopes away down toward the water.
Brilliant career that Baker has had, of course, playing in the Ryder Cup in 1993. But he wants to top this order of merit this season so badly, as does this man.
Keep it left of Adilson. I'm sure he knows. Nip and tuck with these guys, isn't it? Shot for shot. Amazing how tight things is here.
Brilliant from Da Silva. It's almost match play between these two, but they're right in the hunt for the tournament as well. There's so much going on.
Wow, they're just bringing the best out in each other, aren't they?
After that sublime approach, Coles to move to 11 under par.
Well done, Rob. Big West Ham United fan.
Yeah, don't count this man out. The final group have been quiet so far, but they're lurking still.
Just a 9-iron for Chuck here. Nobody works harder, both at the fitness and the game.
Well, it's an absolute masterclass in how to play what is actually quite a tricky hole, but they're making it look very, very easy. The umbrella's up, fortunately, not because of the rain we had earlier today, but because the sun is now beaming down. Remezy to put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Right to left across the green here, and it does run past the hole here. Oh, but none of it goes in.
Well, from absolutely nowhere, Jean-Francois Remezy, out ahead of all the other leading contenders, could post a very interesting score now.
Yeah, also Clark, Par 3, par 5 to come after this, and he is good with this club. Oh, it's not turning. It's not turning, Clark.
Yeah, a couple of bogeys in the middle of the back nine. Just put paid to his chances, really. Well, we heard earlier how much he enjoys the beaches here. A couple of holes before he can get onto it, and he'll want to finish strongly.
Tricky putt here from Pete. Little left to right in this one. Running away from him. Oh, just didn't give it enough land. But a dangerous hole out of the way with a par 4.
It's been an incredible season for those two players, Da Silva and Baker. Fowler hopefully to finish off for his birdie.
Yeah, these have been missing for Pete all year. Not the best of years. That was a good one. And he's right up there.
That gets the Aussie within one of the lead. But for how long? Because Patrick Sholand has this to go to 14 under.
Yeah, not much in this one for Patrick. Good stroke. In it goes. Yes, well done.
Well, it's a quite brilliant surge from Sholand through the middle part of this round. And as everyone's kind of looking at Da Silva and Baker, Sholand's doing what he needs to do, but a great season, dominant this pair.
Yeah, 4 wins for Adilson, and that's a gimme. Incredible. 50% of his rounds have been in the 60s this year.
Sholand is keeping his nose ahead, and Da Silva, who needs a minimum of a top 2, has got the edge on Baker, who's now 3 shots off the lead. Join us after the break for the conclusion of this epic Legends Tour season. Welcome back to the MCB Tour Championship Mauritius, with the tournament and season-long standings going right to the wire.
Jason Norris started slowly in the final round, but he fought back from the 7th with this tee shot at the signature 17th, which led to a birdie that got him back into the top 10.
Robert Coles gave himself hope of a late charge with this super birdie putt at the 12th. He played the next 4 holes in 1 over with a dropped shot at 15.
Clark Dennis's run at the championship was halted in the middle of the back 9, but he responded well with this 2 at 17 and a par at 18, all added up to a 67. Time for the beach, Clark.
Jean-Francois Remesy really needed a birdie finish to have any chance. But he had to settle for par as this went in for a 5 on 18, but he was still very happy with a 65 for a -13 total.
Chuck made his only 2nd bogey of the week at the 13th, but he followed that with a birdie at the very next hole, and a couple of pars before this brave tee shot at 17 produced a 2.
Peter Baker needed to make something happen, and my word did he, as he circled a first red number since the 6th at 13, following this fine second shot at the par 5. He 2-putted from there, and he also birdied 14.
Adilson responded with a birdie of his own at 13, although he had to play a tricky 3rd shot and hole a longer putt for his. He then parred the next 4 holes.
Baker had the bit between his teeth, and it was 3 birdies in a row when he absolutely needed them, as this magnificent approach at 15 set up another to get him to 14 under par.
So our leader Patrick Sholand opened the door for the chase in pack with a bogey at 15, but then he dug deep with this wonderful tee shot at the 17th.
The tee shot was good, and the putt was up to the standard as well. A fist pump for the Swede. And it looks to be a 4-horse race as the top quartet all just have the reachable par 5 18th to go. But there's water in play, so anything could happen.
Good tee shot from Patrick. He's around about 230 yards to go. Like you say, water left, right and behind the green. He's talking to it. He's anxious. Oh, just short of the water.
Well, he's on dry land, so you think he's done enough to secure the Barry Lane Rookie of the Year award. Can he go one better and win the title as well as we drop back to the tee for Fowler?
Yeah, the early morning rain had left this 18th fairway particularly wet. If only he'd found the fairway. But he's okay there.
Yeah, just into the first cut down the right-hand side.
And Pete, who's a very, very good driver of the ball, likes to shape it from right to left. That'll keep it away from the water down the right. Bends down, picks a tee peg up. He likes it. That's going to be in the middle of the fairway.
The tide leader, Patrick Sholand, in the group ahead of Baker and Da Silva, looking for an up and down here to get himself back one ahead.
It looks a good contact. Oh, it's just bounced on. That's the difficulty coming out of this long, rough grass here. You'd have done with being a bit closer than that.
So Da Silva, one off the lead as it stands, really needs to win. And for Baker to finish third or worse, so he needs an eagle or birdie, and Baker not to at least match that. If anything, maybe a drop shot here from Baker. You don't wish ill on your opponent, but it's getting to that point for Da Silva. Now Sholand, can he post 15 in the clubhouse?
Oh, this is a huge putt. He knows it's going to be right to left. Turn, turn, turn. Oh no. Well, how costly could that be?
And he knows it.
Looked a good putt, but it didn't drop.
A brilliant final round from Patrick Sholand. A 67, 66, 67 over the weekend. All 3 rounds in the 60s. 14 under is the total. And this is a brave play from Baker. Not just going to top the MCB Road to Mauritius. He wants to win this title.
Everything on this shot. 231 yards. He likes it. He's talking to it. He likes that one. 5 wood for Pete. Oh my goodness me, what a shot that is.
Well, who would have thought in May, when the first tee shot of this season would struck, it would come down to the final hole. And has Baker just clinched the MCB Road to Mauritius? Da Silva needs to do something special here. Of course, the tournament's still on the line as well.
It is. Adilson still in it. He doesn't maybe have the power to get this one on into. As I said, the course is a lot softer. Go on, bounce up. 2 good hits from Adilson, but what about that shot of Peter Baker?
Baker will have that putt to take everything.
Not a bad lie, but there's water. Has to go all the way over the water and then the bunker to get to the green. Not quite hit that. Carry, go on, stay in the air. Oh! It's a cart path. Where's that going to finish? Just short of the trap. Well, a huge slice of luck there for Chuck, but doesn't he deserve it? Great character.
Well, an eagle might have given Fowler the chance as well. You wouldn't expect Baker to make any worse than birdie from where he is, so he could have got alongside him maybe with an eagle. But warm applause for this group as they reach the 18th green. Back on 17. Michael Johnson just fighting to finish as best as he can.
Yeah, order of merit places and a lot of cash at stake here. Oh, thank you very much.
A brilliant 64 in the opening round from the Swede, but it has just been a bit of a battle since then. But he's hung in there well. Peter Fowler, he's thinking pitch this in to get to 15.
He needs to. Huge slice of good luck with the second shot. It looks like he's caught that a bit heavy. That's not going to make the distance. Oh, Pete. Disappointing. But a great week. Had to go in to give him a chance. You can see the divot on the sand wedge there.
Robert Coles to move to 12 under par and give himself an outside chance going up 18.
Yeah, he does. A big thing for Rob is a good week this week to get inside the top 20 of the race to Mauritius Order of Merit.
He's right on the fringes of it now, but with that miss he will need an eagle on 18 to jump from 26th to inside the top 20 on the MCB Road to Mauritius.
Adilson really does know he needs to hold this now. It's a big ask. Looking good, it's looking good. Oh my word.
Well, he gave it a go. He wasn't going to leave it short, and he couldn't in his situation. But I think he's still outside of Baker's eagle, and now putting for birdie, the Brazilian. And you can see he knows that's his chances of topping the Order of Merit gone.
Everything was on the line with that putt, wasn't it? Now for some huge money for Peter Fowler, an invite into the week. Go on, Pete, finish with a birdie. On you go, on you go. Wow, fantastic.
Hasn't he made the most of it? And what a wonderful performance. As we said, 64 years old, second oldest player in the field. 3 rounds in the 60s. Come on, Adilson, finish off this wonderful season with a birdie.
Right lip putt here for him. That was left. He hasn't missed many of those all season. Unbelievable quality of golf all year long. He's just come up short there on the final hole.
You've got to feel sorry for him. 13 under par, not quite getting the job done this week or in the MCB Road to Mauritius, and that leaves the stage clear for Peter Baker. This for the tournament.
27 rounds out of 39 on the Legends Tour in the 60s. Unbelievable stuff from Peter Baker.
He's done exactly what he needed to do when he needed to do it, the Englishman. 3 birdies in a row on the middle of the back nine, a birdie on 18. And he edges out Adilson da Silva with 3 rounds of 67, not just for this tournament, but Baker will be the MCB Road to Mauritius champion as well. None of the final 3 ball could impact the top few places. Michael Johnson's wait for a first Legends Tour win goes on, as he could only manage a par on 18 and closed with a 71 to be -12. Michael Long had been battling with illness throughout the final round, and this birdie at 18 was only his second of the day. He shot 73 to finish just outside the top 10. Robert Coles couldn't quite make the eagle that he needed on 18, and he tapped this one in for a birdie. A round of 71 and a 12 under total. The tied 6th finish lifted the Englishman to 22nd in the MCB Road to Mauritius. A magnificent end to the season as Peter Baker birdies the 18th to win the MCB Tour Championship Mauritius for his 4th victory of the year. Sholand settled for tied second, but he did secure some silverware as the Barry Lane Rookie of the Year presented to him by Camilla Lane.
I almost got a couple of tears walking up after she talked, and she was looking straight at me because that's what she said she will do. So got a bit tear in my eyes, and no, it's fantastic. That was my goal with this week, to come here and try to pass Greg to get this award, because it will mean a lot to me.
The 4th trophy of the season for Peter Baker. And it also secured top spot in the MCB Road to Mauritius. Credit to Adilson da Silva, who also won 4 times this year and pushed the Englishman all the way. Kingston, Gonzalez and Sholand complete the top 5. Baker received the John Jacobs Trophy for topping the Order of Merit from Legends Tour CEO Phil Harrison.
Adilson just had an absolutely fantastic year as well, and you know, we could share it sort of thing, because he's had a brilliant year as well. He's been a lovely guy, and he's a great player. So it's a difficult one. We're all trying our best at the end of the day, and it can only be one that wins, and fortunately it went my way.
A fitting finale as a sensational year that featured 16 events in 13 different countries all came down to the final hole of the season. There were breakthrough rookie performances, and four-time winner Adilson da Silva pushed Baker all the way in one of the most dramatic finales in Legends Tour history. But it was the Englishman who took the title and topped the MCB Road to Mauritius, a true champion amongst legends.